Today, I want to walk you through a real NQ trade using the Live Market Coach CRT Execution Engine. This trade developed over roughly 30 minutes, but I've sped up the recording 4 times so we can review the entire process in about 8 minutes. The trade finished as a winner of more than $400 at approximately 1.5 R. But the money isn't actually the most important part of this recap. What's important is understanding why the trade made sense before we ever knew the outcome. And that's exactly what I want you to pay attention to as you watch the chart. Live Market Coach isn't designed to simply flash a buy or sell signal and ask you to blindly follow it. It's designed to make the trading decision visual. We want to understand the market context, establish which direction is permitted, wait for confirmation, define the execution plan, and understand the risk. Then the trader makes the final decision. That's the philosophy behind LMC AI Coach explains, trader decides. Now look at the bottom of the chart and also at the dashboard on the right. One of the most important things the CRT execution engine is communicating is sell only. And there's an important distinction here. Sell only does not mean sell immediately. It means that under the conditions being evaluated by this engine, bearish execution is the direction currently permitted. So instead of looking at every candle and wondering, should I buy? Should I sell? We've already simplified the decision. We're not trying to predict every movement. We're waiting to see whether the market gives us the confirmation required for a bearish CRT execution. Now, this is where patience becomes important. Having bearish permission is only the first part. We still need confirmation. As the price action develops, watch the CRT engine and the AI coach at the top of the screen. Eventually, we get the message, bearish CRT confirmed. And then the AI coach explains why this matters. Context and confirmation are now aligned. That's a completely different situation from simply guessing that price looks bearish. We started with direction, we waited for evidence, and only after the required confirmation completed did the engine move into an actionable execution state. That's one of the core ideas behind Live Market Coach. Confirmation over prediction. Now look at what happens next, because this is one of my favorite parts of the engine. Once the setup is confirmed, LMC doesn't just leave us with the words bearish trade. It visually maps the plan. On the chart, we can see the planned entry, the invalidation area, and the profit objectives. The dashboard on the right gives us the same information in a structured format. So instead of trying to calculate everything mentally while the market is moving, we have a visual framework in front of us. Where is the entry? Where does the idea become invalid? Where are the objectives? And what does the risk look like? That's what I mean when I call LMC a visual trading decision engine. It isn't removing the decision from the trader. It's making the information behind that decision easier to understand. Now we're in the part of trading that doesn't get talked about enough. Waiting. Once the plan is defined, we don't need to invent a new plan every time another candle prints. Remember, you're watching this at 4 times normal speed. In real time, this entire process took approximately 30 minutes. There were candles moving up, there were candles moving down, and there were moments where someone trading emotionally could easily start second-guessing the plan. But the execution framework is already on the screen. Entry, invalidation, targets, risk. Now we allow the market to develop. This is why I say that patience isn't doing nothing. Patience is part of execution. And now watch what happens. Price continues moving in the planned bearish direction and reaches the first objective. The CRT execution engine recognizes the change in the trade lifecycle. At the top of the screen, the AI coach changes to TP1 reached. Notice what the coach isn't doing. It isn't getting excited. It isn't telling us that price has to keep falling. It simply tells us what has happened. The active CRT execution has reached its first planned objective. That's important because good trading isn't about becoming more emotional when you're winning. It's about continuing to follow the predefined plan. And that's really what I wanted to show you with this NQ recap. You don't need another indicator throwing random signals all over your chart. You need to understand what you're looking at. Our goal at Live Market Coach isn't to make you dependent on a signal. Our goal is to help you understand why a trading decision makes sense. And as always, learn why you earn.